Hello everybody, I'm Jake, I'm the trainer for ARP Neuro, and I want to pause first and congratulate you for now having access to this amazing technology at home. This is ARP Neuro at home with the PRS device. And there's a lot of amazing features I cannot wait for you to enjoy that this thing can do. But first I want to go over some of the basic things of how to turn it off, how to turn it on, and other maintenance features before we actually get into the good stuff. Keep in mind, if you are pregnant, if you have any implanted electrical devices, or known cancers, you should not be using this device. So very basic right away, this is performance, recovery, and strength. It contracts muscles at 245 times per second on direct current. Now, just so you guys know for your information, the current will start with the black and run to the red, and that's always how the PRS is going to do it. If you want to reverse current on your body, you have to actually switch the pads. So just keep that in mind. So your PRS will come partially charged, but we do recommend that once you receive it, that you do charge it. You will receive this piece right here, and as you can see very closely, it'll have lights on there. One is green, one is red. It's red while it's charging. Once it's finished, this will turn green on you. What you want to do is you want to take this pin right here, and this part, you just basically slide this in and it plugs in right to the wall just like that. The charge lasts about 6 to 8 hours, kind of depending on what you use it for, so just keep that in mind. If you're sleeping with it, it might last a little bit longer, but that's how you charge your PRS. Now, very basic, in order to turn the PRS on, this little purple button to the top corner, you just want to press that and then hold it down until you hear the beep. That will be on. So make sure you're keeping that paused until the beep. It will light up, and if you pull it off before the beep, it will not turn on. The same way to turn it off, you just want to hold it down. Once it beeps, now it's powered off. So I'm going to crank this back on. And very basic, you can hit multiple times on that plus, which will give you added current as you're going up. If you hold it down, it goes up a lot faster. So just keep that in mind as well. So I would recommend going just one at a time until you get used to that current, and then you can actually crank it up. Now, this is actually running contractions, so when you want to run blood flow, make sure you hit this main pulse suspend in this bottom left corner of the face. So you hit that, and now it's blood flow. Once you have blood flow, it'll shut the contractions off, so you'll probably not feel much, and then you can max this out all the way to the top. Now, once you're on blood flow, keep in mind, if you push this button, it will ramp all the way back to the top. So you will get contractions again at maximum power, so just be careful of that. What I would recommend if it's on main pulse suspend is that you first turn this down to what you can tolerate, halfway or so, and then you can turn it back up to get those contractions back on. If you wanted to as well, when you wanted to take a little break, you can hit pause, and that will basically hold the position that you had with the contractions. Same way with this one, once you unpause it, it will climb back up to where you stopped. So if you had it on a very intense level, if you unpause it after a while, just keep in mind it's going to go back to that same level. Okay, so make sure on the leads when you're placing the pads, I'm going to show you those two. So you have these two pins, and when you're just using the two leads, you're basically just going to slide that right into the sleeve here. Now, the first time, as you can see, it's really snug, so make sure you're getting that white plastic all the way to the rubber of the lead so it's fully on. You want to make sure you don't want this. Make sure it's all the way on like that. And we'll do the same thing with the black. You place it on the sleeve, push it all the way in so it's nice and snug, just like that. So here you go. Now you have the two pads here. So this would be something you would use with just the two leads. Now, we also have splitters where we can run 4 pads. So let me show you how to set that up. In order to do that, we're going to pull off the pads. Try not to pull this way. What I usually like to do is grab the leads around here by that rubber and then just firmly pull. Otherwise, you're going to pull this lead out of this electrode. So just be careful of that. You want to save your pads that way. Make sure you're pulling out of that plastic sheath. Okay, so now to place the leads, as you can see here, I have the red lead. The red lead will go onto this red pin lead right here. So as you can see, I'm taking these two and I'm placing that just like I would on the electrode, firmly pressing in. And as you can see, there's no metal exposed to this. make sure you have there. Now I have 2 of the red pad leads right here, all set up and ready to go. Same thing with the black. Both of the black pins, as you can see, we want to match it with this black pin, and we will just take this sheath, placing it into the pin and pressing firmly so that there's no metal exposed. Again, always watch out for this. You want to make sure you don't have that exposed here, so make sure it's all the way at the end. And now you have this set up where you have 4 pads ready to go. This will set up the same way as with the 2, but now you're working 4 pads. In order to pull these out the same way, try not to pull like this. You want to grab it right at the end and then just firmly pull out like that if you want to go back to the 2 pads. One of the last things I want to mention is that if you're using the ARP Neuro at home device in between the in-office treatments that you are receiving, place the pads where instructed by your healthcare professional or where you were treated in office based on your hotspots. One of the coolest features, and perhaps my favorite, are the fitness protocols that this device offers. Now, you should be receiving a manual with a lot of the protocols that are included, but you can also just make it simple and just place pads on certain muscle groups that you would like to work out. Turn the device up to as much as you can tolerate, and I can assure you, you're gonna have one of the best workouts of your life. So I'm very confident you are going to enjoy the ARP Neuro at home with the PRS device. If you have any questions, you can feel free to check us out at arpneuro.com.